Justin Scholar back with another edition of your movement education series. Today we're talking about the overhead press. We're going to talk about two movements in particular, the strict press and the push press. Now there's other things we can do with overhead like the push jerk, split jerk, and we're going to talk about those in a later video, but for today I want to just focus on some basics. So let me get the PVC pipe as opposed to using a barbell because that might make me a little tired over time and I don't want to get all breathy while I'm trying to get this video to you. So first thing we want to do with the overhead press, the strict press, is of course brace, right? Brace those abs, brace your glutes. So big deep breath in, flex, flex. And you're going to unrack it, right? It might be racked up on the squat rack. You're going to unrack it, you're going to brace, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your abs, and now you're ready to press the weight overhead. So with your abs tight, you're going to keep your joints stacked, right? What I mean by that is you're going to keep your elbow under your wrist. What you're not going to do is let your elbow drift behind your wrist. You understand? Because at that point, you're just kind of relying on the strength of this muscle here to hold that weight up, almost like a reverse bicep curl, as opposed to just keeping the weight stacked over the joint. So we're going to unrack it. We're right here. We're braced. Now we're going to tuck our chin. Get that chin out of the way. You don't want to hit your chin with the barbell. I've seen it happen. Get that chin out of the way. Press the weight to the back of your head. Now what do I mean by the back of your head? Well, if I press to the back of my head, that means that the weight is perfectly aligned with my spine and perfectly aligned in my center of mass. If I were to just drop that PVC pipe down, you can see that it's all lined up nice and straight, right? So I want to press that weight to the back of my head as opposed to in front of my head, because then what happens when I do this? My natural tendency is going to want to overarch, and that's a big no-no. We don't want to overarch for obvious reasons. So we want to keep the weight to the back of our head. Getting that chin out of the way, keeping our stomach braced and our glutes braced. Okay, so that is the strict press. Now let's talk about the push press. So the push press, same exact setup. All we're doing differently is we're just going to dip the knees and press the weight to the back of the head, right? Dip those knees and we're going to press. The reason we dip the knees and pop out of the hole is it just gives our shoulders a little help to get that heavy weight out of the bottom and the most difficult part of that movement up, right? So I dip, pop, and it just helps me get that weight out of the hole, so to speak, right? So that means you can lift heavier weight than you could with a strict press, or the same amount of weight for more repetitions, which of course, this is high intensity training, so always looking for ways to dial the intensity up as long as you're doing the proper movements. So to refresh, we got a strict press, brace, abs tight, glutes tight. And we got a push press. We're just going to dip and press. Now what I didn't mention is we're going to dip and press. We're not going to lean forward and press, right? We don't want to lean forward because now look at the weight. We're back to this issue again where we're just kind of using the strength of our forearms to hold the weight up. We don't want to do that. We want to have good movement mechanics. We're just going to dip, dip, and there you have it, guys. Strict press, push press. Stay tuned for tomorrow, another version, another episode, another edition of your educational series. I'm Justin Scholar. I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.